DS says, "Hey Dutch, ECW and Paul Heyman is famous for not paying talent. When you worked in Smoky Mountain Wrestling with Jim Cornette, did it get so bad in the middle to the end of the company that Jim wasn't paying talent even though they wrestled? Or was he able to cover everyone until the doors closed? To the best of your knowledge, since you only worried about your dollars and cents." So did Jim ever struggle to pay people?
I don't think so. I never heard that because I would have heard it because a lot of guys was on like kind of a guarantee type deal. And when that money wasn't there, they would be bitching and moaning because they had wife payments and alimony payments and child support to cover.
What kind of bunch of
So yeah,
reprobates were you working with in Smoky Mountain? Just everyone's got an alimony payment.
well, that's the way life is, because guys go around and have these have these fatherless babies, and they wasn't getting any money. But I think he was willing to pay whatever it took. I guess he got his backer to cover it. And what's his backer's name? What was his name?
And Ricky Rubin.
Rick Rubin. Sure was. And he got him to cover the bills. And they had the mummy there one time. You know why the mummy was there? We've talked about this
Oh,
before.
yeah, we have, yeah. It's just because
Rick
Rick Rubin
Rubin,
really liked the Mummy for whatever
he
reason.
liked the mummy, and that was highly unlike Cornette to have a gimmick like that. And I think it kind of embarrassed him. I brought it up. I said, "A mummy? Where'd you get that idea, Jim?" And I wasn't even thinking about Rick Rubin. I didn't even know who Rick Rubin was. I didn't find out Rick Rubin was the backer, the financial backer, to after I'd already left. Then I heard that he was the backer.
I think,
And somebody told me I was in WWE one night. I was in California, I think LA, and somebody said, "Hey, you know who's out there behind the announcer's desk?" Who? Rick Rubin. I never met him, but he knew more about me than I knew about him. So, and I'm blind anyway. If I'd have been doing an interview or something, and I looked back, I couldn't, I couldn't tell you what he looks like. I couldn't tell you what he looks like today. I guess I could look up some photos of him. I guess that's him, but
a
I
long-haired,
never.
long-bearded hippie.
Yeah, that's what I was going to say. But I never met him. And but the story now, how did Cornette meet him?
Oh,
Didn't 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 he seek Cornette out first?
I know I've heard the story, but I can't remember. I think Smoky Mountain, because eventually Cornette would sell the footage to WWE, so he'd essentially make his money back on it. But I think in the end, Smoky Mountain was probably like six figures in the hole in the end. I think it lost quite a substantial amount of money that Cornette only got his money back when he sold the rights to Smoky Mountain Wrestling to WWE. So,
Well,
yeah.
let me ask you this: did he own the rights to it? He
That's,
didn't pay for it.
that's a good question. Did Rick Rubin own the rights to Smoky Mountain Wrestling? So who actually lost the money? I wonder how much, if any, of Jim Cornette's own personal money went into the thing.
Well, I don't think Cornette's money went into anything. To tell you the truth, but Rick Rubin, if he paid for everything, I guess selling the tapes to WCW may have gotten him out of the hole. That's what I think happened.
Do you
What?
did you ever hear the story? So apparently, one person that Jim Cornette may have stiffed with money, supposedly, is Tommy Rich. And Tommy Rich felt he was owed some money, and he had the one of the Smoky Mountain belts. Maybe it was the main Smoky Mountain belt. So he ended up selling it,
No, he didn't.
supposedly. That's the story.
Well, if that's the only piece of real estate you got, that's what you got to deal with. So I was owed money by that guy in Memphis one time, Larry Burton.
Mm-hmm.
He told me that he wanted the belt back. I think it was a universal belt. And I said, well, I will when you give me the money. I've told the story before. And he said, well, we don't owe you any money. And I said, yeah, you do. So the only piece of real estate I had was that universal belt. So I still got that belt, by the way.
I know the story behind that belt.
Stop it.
Off air, you
Don't-
said, don't tell anyone, but you told me the proper story of that belt. So
Oh,
I
you can't tell.
I know
No,
it is.
this is okay. This is podcasters' wish. We did this. Remember?
Yeah. But
And
no,
you
I've,
said,
I've,
okay,
I've
I
never
won't
told
tell the
anyone.
story.
You told me not
I
to tell
won't tell
anyone.
the story.